Good morning, family. This is Ricky, and welcome to Hope for Today. You know, here at Hope for Today, we're always talking about the goodness of Jesus. Get up out your bed, and bend the knee. Thank God for another day. Always looking to Him. And I think one of the more helpful ways to perceive of well, to think of well, when I think about Jesus, that has helped me in my spiritual walk, is to learn how to see myself properly so that I can see Jesus rightly. One of the things that's really helped me in my spiritual journey is to learn how to see myself properly so that I can perceive of Jesus rightly. And what I mean by that is often we look at Jesus more as a compliment to us as opposed to what He ultimately is, a salvation of us. And here's where I'm going. Let me go to the passage so I can kind of tell you where I'm going. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9 says that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? And this whole chapter is talking about the sin of God's people and, how they need to trust in God. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord. But he's talking about the grievousness of our sin. And the whole idea that the Bible here is saying is that on our best day, we are sinners. That's what it's saying. On our best day, we are lost. And I know a lot of people in this culture talk about how good we are. You're a good person and you're good and, we're inherently good. And the Bible's like, no, you're not. The Bible is like, yes, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, but our hearts are broken in need of Jesus. And you can't really appreciate all what Jesus does for you until you first understand that what your sin has done against you, okay? And that's what I mean by really appreciating and seeing fully who Jesus is, by understanding that we are without Him and we are in need of Him. Tim Keller is one of my favorite gospel communicators. And he says, if you want to have a relationship with God, you got to see yourself properly. He says, don't see yourself as a self-sufficient person or your relationship with God will never work. Don't even see yourself as a troubled person. Don't see yourself as one who's hurting or suffering. Your relationship with God won't work either. He goes on further to say, if you want to have a relationship with God, if you want to approach God rightly, you'll see yourself not as a self-sufficient person, not as a troubled person, but as a fugitive. Someone who is running from God. The whole idea is you can't appreciate the fact that God wants to pursue you until you understand the fact that you've been running away from God. And that's what Jeremiah is trying to say when he says your heart is sick and sinful. Who can understand it? And that's why the good news resonates as good news, because you realize that on your best day, you didn't run towards God, you went away from Him. And the good news is that He's way better at chasing after you than you are running away from Him. Where are you running? Would you let God catch you and let His good be good enough for you? And that's Hope for Today. I will see you next time.